So what is defect classification in software testing? The defect classification, we normally do it because of various reasons. If we are not doing the defect classification in an effective manner, then it is very difficult to track the defects, or also managing the defect is also become a very huge task. Hence, defect classification is very much important in software testing. There are three ways we normally classify the defects in a higher level. The first one is, so we do classifying the defect based on the type of testing we perform. So whatever the defects we identify, those defects are based on the particular testing types. For example, if we can say there are few functional defects. Basically, all the functional defects are the outcome of the functional testing which we have executed. So these defects which are purely in functional in nature. The second type of defects is performance defects. Again, the performance defects more of a outcome of non-functional testing. And we also have certain type of defects such as usability defects. The usability defects which are more related to the user experience issues or usability issues which are outcome of the usability testing. Then we have security defects. Again, the security defects are also outcome of the security test execution. These are the some of the defect classification which we do normally under types of testing. This is one type of defect classification. When we move on to the next type of defect classification is, it is purely done based on the severity of the defects. The first of all, let us understand what is all about a defect severity. What is all about defect severity? The defect severity is categorized purely based on the business impact due to that defect. What is the application behavior? Whether the application is completely not working, because of it completely all our testing got completely blocked, or critical functionalities are not at all working, or whatever, right? Whenever the application under testing, if the application behaves in this manner, then appropriately a severity will be associated for that kind of defects. So under defect classification based on the severity, we classify basically the four types of severity: critical severity S1, and major, which is S2, and minor is S3, and trivial is S4. These are the four important severity defects which are classified under defect severity. So now let us understand what is all about critical defect or a critical severity defect, which is S1. Critical defects are nothing but which is having a highest severity. These defects are having highest severity, which has a great impact, which will have a huge impact on the application which is we are testing. If something completely blocked and there is no workaround, then that kind of defects we classify under critical defects. For example, I have given few examples also here, such as the end user who perform the testing on the given application, or testers who does the testing on the applications are not able to log in at all to the given application. Now you can imagine if tester or end user is not able to log into the application, that means it is very crucial and it is completely blocked for end users and testers as well. That is the time we normally log the defect as a severity 1 defect. Here is a second example. When we are performing a testing on a given application, suddenly the complete application crashes on particular scenario execution. Now that scenario becomes very critical in nature, and they have to fix those issues without fail, because there is no workaround because of the application crashes. Also, third example for a critical defect is third-party integration fails. For example, if you talk about e-commerce application, we have a third-party integration such as accessing the credit card information, accessing via bank information, or payment gateways, or order management, and so on. There are various third-party integration we will have in a given application. If some of those integration fails, then that would leads to critical issue. So these are the some of the example for critical severity. Then the second type of severity, which is major severity, which is S2. So which defects we classify as a major? The major which we classify, there are issues which are impacting the important functionalities in a given applications which are not working, but there is a workaround. Let's say in an e-commerce application, if the order management functionality fails or payment gateways functionality fails, but if we have a workaround, then whatever the issues which we come across from those scenarios, we will be lagging under major severity. So let us understand what are the some of the examples for major severity defects. First example here is core functionalities which are not at all working. So maybe these functionalities are not working from front end, but there is a workaround. We can still operate by working in the back end. Maybe some of the rows or some of the columns or some of the fields, if something is not getting updated properly, we can go back to the backend, and if we correct that, some of the core functionalities are still working. So that kind of issues we will target it as a major severity, which is S2. Second example here is in the e-commerce application, payment gateways are not working or order processing is not working. But again, we have a workaround here. If something can be done at the back end or something we can work out in a different format, still some of these functionalities works, then we will log those defects under major severity. Then we will move on to the third type of severity, which is minor severity, which is S3. S3 defect. S3 defects, basically these are the defects which we log for a minor functionality issues or something minor functionalities are not at all working. But we have a workaround for this as well. But still we can deliver the product to the customer even these minor issues are not resolved. Some of the examples for minor S3 defects are such as, so in any given application, there are some mathematical calculations might be there which are not very much important, that kind of functionalities are failing. We will tag those defects under minor defects. Similarly, if there are any issues related to navigation, things are not working, or even submit or cancel button are not working, and these are all we are categorizing the defects under minor severity. Then the fourth type of defect, which is trivial is nothing but S4 defect. These are more of a cosmetic issues or a look and feel issues. Here, even if we do not fix these issues, still we can deliver the application or product to the customer. Some of the examples for trivial severity defects are, first trivial issue example is font size is not correct. Then the second is labels are not correct. Maybe labels are not matching in align with the text fields or drop downs or any other labels in the given application, or field alignments are not proper where alignment issues are there. These are the defects which we classify under trivial issues with S4 defects. The next type of defect classification, which is based on the priority. Then first we will understand what is all about defect priority. During the defect logging mechanism. When QA team logs the defect, normally they will start with the severity and also they will assign certain priority for the defects based on their understanding as per the customer requirement. They will put the priority, but that priority will be revalidated or relooked by the development team. Based on that, developers will do the reclassification of the defects and they will plan to fix these defects appropriately. So this is all about defect priority. Now let us understand what are the different types of defect priorities we have. The defect priorities we have is, the first one is the priority which is very high defect priority. What it means? Basically, the defect which are classified as a defect priority I is nothing but which is very critical in nature and which is impacting the application. It has to be fixed as early as possible. And without fixing these high priority defects, we cannot ship the product or an application without fixing these high priority issues. The second type of defect is medium priority defects. The medium priority defects are defects which is having a medium priority, doesn't have a major impact on the business. Even these medium defect priority defects, which they can be taken care before shipping the product, it is fine under this defect classification. Again, the medium priority defect is also a must fix and it needs to be fixed before shipping the product. Then the next type of priority is low defect priority. So low defect priorities which are not very important defects, and even without fixing these low priority defects, still we can ship the product and these defects can be taken care in the later stages. That is also a possibility under the defect classification as a defect priority as low defects. I hope you guys got a clear idea. So what is all about a defect classification? If you guys really like this video, then please do give a thumbs up to this video. If you guys have not subscribed to this channel, then do subscribe and click on bell icon so that all our future videos will be in your inbox. Thanks for watching this video. Bye for now. Take care.